Whether you're a child or an adult, the key to having a successful woodworking experience is to have a secure, stable work environment. You need a surface upon which to affix the wood that doesn't move around, and you need the tools to clamp or hold the wood in place. In this video, I'll show you a variety of surfaces to work upon that I have found successful, and I'll show you my preferred tools for holding the wood securely in place and the techniques that I use with children so that they can use those tools independently. This workbench is my #1 choice for a work surface, both if I'm working alone in my shop or when I'm teaching my classes to children. There are several reasons why I prefer this bench. One is it's wide. There's plenty of room to clamp your project onto. It's built with a 2x8 on the top, so it's 7 inches wide, 1.5 inches thick. It's solid on the top with plenty of room to do the work. Another reason is that the legs are nicely splayed both in this direction and fore and aft on the bench. You can push this bench around the room. It's not going to tip over. It's not going to move. So it's a very secure, stable platform. Some people might call this a sawhorse. It's a little bit broader than the sawhorse you might find at the lumber yard or the hardware store. If you have access to something like this, that would be the ideal surface to do woodworking on. You can make a perfectly adequate work surface with 2 chairs, 2 clamps, and a piece of lumber. A 2x8 would be the best, I think. In this case, I've separated the chairs a little bit. I've clamped the lumber in place such that about 10 inches of it is extending off the end of one of the chairs. No more than 10 inches, otherwise it gets kind of wobbly out there. This makes a work surface that is about the right height for most children to use for the kind of woodworking that I show you in these videos. You can create something similar using a low table, such as this one. You'll notice that I put a piece of cardboard right here underneath the wood that I'm clamping onto it so that I don't damage the surface to the table. Amongst all the tools out there for holding your wood in place, and there are a lot of them, a few stand out as being easier for children to use independently. So those are the ones I'm going to talk about in this video. First and foremost amongst those is the C-clamp. That is the go-to tool for holding your wood in place in my workshops for children. The second tool that I'll talk about is the spring clamp or ratchet clamp. And children use those tools to hold their wood in place in the miter box. The third tool for holding your wood in place is the bench vise, or if you don't have a bench vise, table vise or a substitute that I will show you. As you can see, C-clamps come in a variety of shapes and sizes. For most of the projects that we're making, the 4-inch C-clamp is ideal. It fits the lumber that we're using, and it's light enough so that most children can handle it independently. Some of you might be asking, why isn't he talking about bar clamps and block clamps? They're great, and they are, and I use them myself, but not in my workshops with children unless I absolutely have to. The bar clamp, well, we only use it when we're gluing up big projects. We will sometimes do that. The block clamp, well, it's really hard to learn how to use, even for adults. While the C-clamp might seem an easy-to-use tool for us adults, it does require some learning for many children, particularly young children, starting with which way you turn the handle to make it bigger and which way to make it smaller. When we are using the C-clamp, I find it useful to give a name to what we're doing. I call clamping up our wood on the bench making a sandwich. So let's say we're going to make a sandwich so we can cut this line. Here's our bottom piece of bread, our work surface. The middle, the cheese, if you will, is our project, is the wood we're going to cut. The top piece of bread is a little block of wood I call a clamping block. These marks are from the C-clamp. We don't want those marks on what we're making. So this protects the wood that we're working on. I call it a clamping block. It's our top piece of bread. Then we hold it all together with the C-clamp. There are some things to attend to when you're making a sandwich. First of all, If we are going to cut this line, we need to make sure that we have it in the right position. If it's on the bench, we'll be cutting the bench. If it's too far off the bench, it will become unstable. The best distance I have found is to use 2 fingers. Very easy to come by. I match them up with the end of the bench. Then I slide my wood over until the line just crosses that second finger. So the line is 2 fingers off the end of the bench. An easy measurement for children to remember. Then I put my clamping block on. Now I'm going to put the C-clamp around it. Oh, my C-clamp doesn't quite go to the middle of my wood. I'm going to adjust that, and so that my C-clamp is more or less in the middle of the wood so that it holds it securely. Now I need to think about where the C-clamp sits. If this part of the C-clamp is where it hits the line, then I will hit the C-clamp when I saw or use another tool, and that will dull the tool. So I want the C-clamp out of the way. That's the second thing to attend to. The third is to make the C-clamp as tight as you can. So we're going to tighten it up. I tell my students to really pull on it. They're going to feel their face getting red. They want to pull and make it as tight as they can. Once they have done that, it's important that you check the sandwich. Many children make it as tight as they can, but it's not tight enough and the wood moves around. So if you just ask if you can check it so that they'll make sure they have a safe experience, it will be better for everyone. So to review, my line is 2 fingers off the end of the bench. The C-clamp is out of the way. It is as tight as I can make it. It's also worth noting that you have 2 choices with the C-clamp, either to have the handle up like this or to have the handle under the bench like this. I find that for most applications, having the handle under the bench is the best. It keeps the C-clamp out of the way so you can reach over the work. However, when using the saw to cut across like this, you don't want to have the saw hit this by accident. And you also want to have a safe place to put your other hand. So for sawing across the wood, the handle up is a better choice. For all others, under the bench. And here you can see a sandwich that I made using the work surface we created with 2 chairs and a piece of lumber. And this is what the sandwich looks like on the work surface created using a low table and a piece of lumber. Because they don't exert as much force as a C-clamp, I don't find spring clamps or these ratchet clamps to be as useful as C-clamps in holding the wood onto the bench, but they are ideal for holding wood in place in the miter box. Here we are at the miter box. Let's say we want to cut this dowel. We need to hold it in place so it doesn't roll or move around. These spring clamps will hold it securely in place. The trick is that you have to open them up to use them. Most children find it impossible to open the spring clamp. That spring is just too strong for them. So the upside, the spring clamp holds the wood securely in place. The downside, children can't use it independently unless they are very strong and they have large hands. Another downside, if they lose hold of it, it'll snap shut and it can surprise them. So there's the ratchet clamp. It's easy to open, just push the lever. It's easy to close. However, it does not hold the wood as securely, and the wood is more likely to move around, which can be frustrating in its own right. There are times when a sandwich is inadequate to meet the needs of the job at hand, such as if I wanted to drill holes in the side of this piece of wood or in the end, or likewise with this dowel to drill holes in the side or the end, it would move around when I tried to clamp it down. In such circumstances, a bench vise or something similar would be the best choice. Very easy to use a bench vise. You just open it up like this until you can fit the material in. Easy for children to do this. Just make sure they don't catch their fingers when you go to close it up again. And now you can drill the hole or do the other work you need to do. This is great, except Most times a bench vise is attached to a table that's too tall for the child to access easily, so you end up having them stand on a stool, which has problems in its own right. I prefer to use some variations on the bench vise. This table vise, or as it's more properly called, drill press vise, is ideal for doing woodworking with children. You can see I've bolted this one to the top of one of my workbenches, so it's at exactly the right height for even small children to use. They can get above the work that's in the vise. Works the same way. Let's say I want to do the same thing of drilling some holes in this dowel. I can just open it up. Children can do this. Again, it's that directional thing. Which way do you turn it to make it bigger? There's no need for adult assistance with this. I put my dowel in, tighten it back up again. Now I'm ready to drill my holes. Here's a variation on the bench vise or table vise. In this case, I have not bolted it to the bench itself, but to a piece of plywood. And then I've clamped the plywood to our work surface. So again, it's at the right height for a child to use independently. In this particular vise, I can just push this button to open it up, and then put my work in, slide it closed, and then tighten it the rest of the way. A less expensive tool that will do almost all the same things as a bench vise or the drill press vise that I just showed you is something that looks like this. I call it a vertical clamping tool. And it's just two pieces of 2x4 that are attached with screws and glue. I'll show you how it works. Here you can see the vertical clamping tool affixed to the workbench using a C-clamp. Now I have a vertical work surface that's securely in place at the right height for a child. I'll take the work that I'm going to be doing, in this case the dowel that I want to drill holes in, and I'll push it up against the side here. I'm making more or less a sideways sandwich. There's my clamping block, and here is the C-clamp holding it all together. You can see it's quite a job, even for an adult, to manage this. If you're doing this with a child, help them hold something in place. Eventually, I've seen children get the hang of this independently, but it takes quite a bit of practice and coordination. Clamping up a dowel like this, using the vertical clamping tool, is more problematic. It requires a third C-clamp and another piece of wood. I'm going to clamp this piece of wood lower down, and it will hold the dowel in place and be something to clamp against. Now I can put the dowel like this, and it doesn't want to roll down the wood. And I can use a very thin clamping block. If I use a thick one, it's much harder to manage. And I can clamp up like this, pushing on the dowel. And that will hold it well enough in place to do most things, such as drilling a hole in it. And there you have it. Go make some sandwiches. Don't eat them. Get to work. Visit my website, woodworkingwithkids.wordpress.com. There you'll see a photo gallery of tools and of projects, links to my other videos, and you can make suggestions, ask questions, or make comments. Thanks.